From the Beatles over Madonna to modern producers like Zedd, they all based a huge amount of their tracks on this structure. To understand the more specific arrangement of modern electronic genres like techno, house, future bass, trap, or EDM, we need to take a look at the most basic and probably most used form, the pop form. We show you what structures they share and which differences define each genre. Each song consists out of different parts that all serve a specific purpose, like building tension, releasing energy, or creating emotions. You might think that the sequence or patterns seem arbitrary sometimes, but there is always a reason why a certain part works. The only purpose of arrangement structures like the pop form is to be appealing and emotionally pleasing for the listener. So always remember rule number 1, know and mind your audience. Let's dive in and have a look at our first example. The pop form is verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, another pre-chorus, another chorus, bridge, and another set of choruses. We will have a first listen. Please pay attention to each part, what the purpose of each part might be, and how it affects you emotionally.
If I could turn the hourglass over, if I could set the clock back, it wouldn't change a thing, I know that. I know that. And when I look at the world around me, I see what might have been, but every deed has got a price tag. Now I know that. I wish I never met you. In my weakest moments, you call me by name, you cut me wide open, you play me like a game, and this is what it's like living your life in regret. I wish I never, I wish I never met you. If I could write a letter in a bottle that could flow through space and time, I would tell myself a warning, I would tell myself a stop sign.
The verse is the part of the song that tells an ongoing story, both lyrically and musically. It introduces musical motifs, the sound design aesthetic of the track, and the general mood. Its main task is to grab and keep the listener's attention and to evolve the story in the second or third verse. Still, the verse needs to leave room for a general raise of tension and energy to make contrast and dynamic possible. The waveform already indicates that the new following pre-chorus or build-up is more energetic than the verse, not only because it's visibly louder, but also because it introduces a different instrumentation. Like in our example, the pre-chorus is usually building up tension. That is why it is often also referred to as the build-up and functions as a transition between verse and chorus. This is often achieved by a new melodic theme or a variation, which also can be supported by a new progression. For a maximum of tension, the pre-chorus is often stuffed with drum rolls, effects, sweepers, and a general upward movement of all automations. To guarantee the intended impact of the drop as the main part of the song, the pre-chorus needs to be in contrast with it, by muting important instruments like the bass, for example. The chorus, or drop, how it is often called in modern genres, is the climax of the song, where the main message is transported on the melodic hook. That even applies when it is an instrumental composition. It is the ultimate release of tension and the loudest part of the song with the strongest energy. All the built-up tension from the previous parts leads to the most emotional section of the song, which is often emphasized by the lyrics. The lyrics of pre-chorus and chorus usually stay the same, whereas the lyrics of the second verse continue the story. The bridge is placed right before the last set of choruses to refresh the listener's ears with something new. This is mostly achieved by introducing a new melody, chord progression, and/or rhythm. The symbolism of the bridge is not coincidental because of its restless atmosphere which wants you to enter solid ground again. The bridge can also be seen as a special version of a build-up or pre-chorus which leads you to the final climax in the last chorus.